Once upon a time, in a small town by the sea, there lived a man named Leo. Leo was like many people, busy, worried, and often unsure about life. He had a job that paid the bills, but it didn't make him happy. He had friends, but sometimes he still felt alone. He often wondered if there was a better way to live, a way to be calm and strong, no matter what life threw at him. One rainy afternoon, Leo walked into an old bookstore to escape the weather. The smell of old paper and wood filled the air. As he browsed the shelves, a book with a simple cover caught his eye. The title read, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius taught. He had heard the name before, but didn't know much about it. Curious, he opened the book and read a few lines. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Those words struck him like lightning. Leo bought the book and began reading it that night. He learned that Marcus Aurelius was a Roman emperor who wrote these words to himself, a reminder to stay wise and steady even in the chaos of ruling an empire. The more Leo read, the more he wondered, what is this philosophy called Stoicism? And are there other books like this for beginners? That question led Leo on a journey to discover the best Stoic books for those just starting out. He began with Meditations, of course. It was not written as a book for others, but as a personal diary. Because of this, the words felt honest and real. Marcus wrote about accepting what he couldn't change, focusing on what he could control, and living with virtue. Leo found comfort in the idea that hardship was not something to fear, but something to learn from. Next, Leo discovered Letters from a Stoic by Seneca. Seneca was a teacher and advisor who wrote letters to his friend Lucilius, giving advice on life. These letters were full of wisdom about dealing with anger, facing fear, and finding happiness within rather than in wealth or fame. Leo liked how Seneca wrote in simple, direct language. Don't. He spoke about time as the most precious thing we have, and warned against wasting it on things that don't matter. Another book that helped Leo was the Enchiridion by Epictetus. Epictetus was a former slave who became a great Stoic teacher. His teachings were short and powerful, like little rules for life. One lesson that stayed with Leo was this: some things are in our control, and some are not. Epictetus taught that suffering comes from trying to control what we can't, like other people's opinions or the past. Instead, we should focus on our own actions and attitudes. Leo Enchiridion, A Guide to the Good Life by William Irvine. This was a modern book that explained Stoicism in a way that was easy to understand. Irvine talked about how Stoic practices could be used today, like negative visualization, imagining the worst to appreciate what we have, and voluntary discomfort, like taking cold showers to build resilience. Leo found these ideas practical and useful for daily life. As he kept reading, Leo noticed changes in himself. When something bad happened, he didn't react with anger right away. He asked himself, is this in my control? If it wasn't, he tried to let it go. If it was, he took action. He spent less time worrying about things that might never happen, and more time enjoying the present. He realized that Stoicism wasn't about being emotionless, but about not being ruled by emotions. One day, Leo's friend Clara asked him why he seemed so calm lately. Leo told her about the books he had been reading. Clara was curious and asked where she should start. Leo smiled and said, begin with Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. It's short, but you'll want to read it slowly. Then try Letters from a Stoic for deeper thoughts on life. If you want something even simpler, Enchiridion is full of short lessons. And if you like modern explanations, A Guide to the Good Life is great. Clara thanked him and borrowed Meditations. A few weeks later, she told Leo how much it had helped her too. The wisdom of the Stoics, written so long ago, was still changing lives today. Leo realized that these books were like maps, guiding him through the storms of life. They didn't promise that everything would be easy, but they gave him the tools to face hardships with courage. He no longer feared challenges because he knew they were chances to grow stronger. And so, Leo continued reading, learning and sharing what he discovered. He knew that Stoicism wasn't just philosophy, it was a way of living. And for anyone just beginning, these books were the best place to start. The words of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, and modern teachers like William Irvine were like friends, offering wisdom whenever he needed it. Life would always have ups and downs, but now Leo had something steady to hold on to. And that made it all the difference.